Hey, good evening, Trojan fans, and welcome out to, boy, that was just.
Got my attention.
That's extremely loud, huh?
I like it.
All right, well, that's what they said they couldn't hear us before. They can hear us now. So welcome out. It is a Thanksgiving week edition of the Thomas Bachman Show. And, of course, happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. We certainly enjoy, and one thing that we're thankful for is being able to spend time with our Trojan family, again, playing football. And, Coach, welcome aboard. And, man, it's certainly a lot to be thankful for.
No doubt, a lot to be. This Tuesday night edition feels a little bit different. But, yeah, a lot to be thankful for. Excited to be playing football. I mean, that's it. You know, I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Glad to be playing football. Glad to be doing it with these boys and these coaches. And, you know, it's fun to do it this time of year. There's only a couple of people left, and there'll be even fewer, you know, come next week.
Look, one of the things that we always were concerned about was how they're going to respond after the bye week, time off. And you look up and down the different brackets, and you see teams that, I don't know if you got off to a slow start or what, but it seemed like things got rolling. They got back into game speed.
Yeah, I thought we got off to a fast start, you know, on both sides of the ball, and then shooting ourselves in the foot.
Right.
I mean, we had an opportunity to be up 21-0 there in the first quarter. So I don't think it was necessarily a slow start.
I don't know, but I think maybe sloppy was the word, because there were.
Yeah, I thought we were sloppy offensively, you know, against Neville too. So I don't know how much, you know.
If the time off had anything to do with it.
Yeah, and we needed the week off. I mean, that's you know, I you know, to come off of it, we needed the week off. Our kids have battled a lot of adversity. You know, obviously we've been shuffling the lineup now for, it seems like, all year, but, you know, just a lot of different kids stepping up, changing position, having to learn new roles. I mean, there's been a bunch of adjusting on the fly, and our kids have just taken everything that's been thrown at them. So, yeah, I think some of that plays a factor into some of that. But, you know, third play, we hit an explosive for, you know, 90 yards. Played really well defensively on that opening drive, and we'll get them third and long. They hit a comeback, and then we get a personal foul penalty.
Right.
You know, that I didn't see on film. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I just didn't see it on film when you went back trying to comb through what it was, you know, and still don't have a whole lot of depth of information. But they get to plus territory, and then, you know, J-Ton comes up with the pick. And, shoot, we're up 7-0. We get a 3-and-out. We get the ball right back, and, you know, we're – should have scored. You know, we had a fade ball for a touchdown.
Right.
And we end up, you know, Eli nails that 45-yard field goal, and we're up 10-0. You know, before
they even knew what was going on with
the halfway point of the first quarter. And but yeah, I mean, we talked about explosive number 3. The Royal kid was from them, and he certainly, you know, showed that with you know, those 3 touchdowns that he scored from long range. You know, we knew that if he got in space and, you know, had an opportunity to accelerate, that it could be trouble. And sure enough, those 3 opportunities that he got in space, I mean, he made some plays. But yeah, I don't, you know, we needed the bye week. I know we started this, you know, with we needed the bye week. Our kids needed the bye week, and I thought we took advantage of it and came out and did what we had to do. You know, as frustrating as some of it is. It's about moving on, and we moved on.
Yeah, so, Coach, you're talking about the bye week, and let's talk about J-Ton. And that bye week helped him. He ended up with actually 2 interceptions, 3 pass breakups, 1 tackle, which, I mean, when you have more pass breakups than you do tackles, I like that from a cornerback position.
Yeah, the 2 picks were really nice. I mean, I thought the play was where they threw the fade ball down our sideline to number 1, and you know, he squeezes the guy and just plays it beautifully. You know, it doesn't go, you know, real big on the stat sheet like the interceptions do. But I thought that might have been his best play of the night. You know, had an opportunity to another pick. You know, was in position for a third. So to get him back in the lineup, and you know, you're talking about a young man that's battled a lot his junior year, played extremely well for us last year as a sophomore, and you're coming into your junior year, and your junior year is a big year for you. You know, you want to play well. You want to have success. You want to get things on tape, to set yourself up for, your future beyond
Right.
high school. And so there's been a lot of adversity that he's faced, and to see him back out there on the field to make those plays was a huge thing.
It's whatever you did there is fine now. All right, now, couldn't hear a thing. You can pull me back down if you would, too. That's way too much Doug in my own ears. So look, I think I missed a pretty good segment right there.
You talk about adversity. We were without Griff,
Right.
Friday night. And, what he does in all three phases is a huge part. So, we could go back through and point to a lot of things,
I tell you what was most reflective of what this time of the season is like. When you came up to the press box after the game was over with, and we have the Trojan wrap-up show in the press box, it was just a sense of, all right, we got this one, and let's move. You had that, all right, well done. We got the first one in the bag, and we can breathe a little bit. And that's what it seemed like.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
Want to win. These kids deserve it. They've earned it. Put in a lot of work, and so you want them to have success. And so whether that's you just don't take anything for granted.
That's right.
That's we playing a really solid team that had been battle tested. Wasn't going to be, wide-eyed when they get into a game and,
Right.
and all that. So you just know what you're up against, and but when you get into the flow, it's find a way to win. Find a way to win. I felt like we had dominated the football game, and you look up and we're down 13-10.
Yeah.
It's like, what is going on? 2 plays, really that's it. And we just helped them a little bit. But, to our kids' credit, before we went into the locker room, we had found a way to regain the lead and, made the plays in the second half with really defensively setting those scores up with the fake punt.
Right.
Gaines makes the play, stops the fake punt on our own end. 2 plays later, we score. Hobbs, they snap it high. Hobbs back there, strip it. 3 plays later, we score. Trey
That may
with
have been the
pick,
coolest
ball on the
play that I've
4-yard line.
seen all season long.
Yep.
That was a good one.
So, 3, what you could say are defensive touchdowns.
Right.
Help you win a ball game like that.
And you had you allowed 300 yards total offense and only 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, like 480, I think. We ran for 2. Noble and Casey combined for 40 carries for 266 yards.
Yeah, you had 476.
Yeah, so we had, it was the rhythm. We found ourselves in 1st and 20 because of a holding call, or 1st and 15 because of a procedure call. So you're getting yourself behind the chains where, on 1st down you run the football and you gain 7 yards instead of 2nd and 3 or 2nd and 8. It's those type things where coming off the field you didn't realize you had as much offense as you did. But again, we had 38, they had 27, and
Right.
And at the end, that's all that meant. I'll tell you one thing that jumps at me about what you just said. Carried the ball 40 times for whatever it was. And it was a game earlier in the season, and this is the importance of Kaysen and Noble back there together, because there was a game that Kaysen had 37 carries on his own in there, and being able to split those carries between these 2 big backs that are virtually identical at 6'1", 195, whatever they are.
Talking about the Ruston game, we had 57 carries that night.
That's
so
right.
There was a lot of carries to go around, but yeah.
But having it where you're able to split these between 2 solid backs, that just allows your durability throughout.
That's right.
So
I think it's huge, and I went back and obviously I've watched it a bunch. Man, I thought that Carson played exceptional when I go back and watch the film. Man, there are some big league throws that are happening, and he is 14 of 20, 2 drops, and a couple of throwaways is really what it was. It's not, we were not off target.
Ones that he make great decisions to throw away and live another day, I guess.
Yeah, there's one you can see he's incredibly frustrated where he keeps it alive, and boy, he sees the flag drop, and he's, he knows that it's coming back no matter what, and he chucks it out of bounds. And but I thought, when you're live watching it, sometimes fully getting a grasp, and you go back and you get it on film and you watch it. I thought that he was exceptional Friday night with some of the things that he did. I think they only had 53 yards rushing, so credit to our defense. With the ability to control the line of scrimmage and stop the run. Of course, the explosives are the things. The 2 jail screens. The busted coverage where I guess it was like a 75-yarder, and then that punt return was
But that was
thought
that
we
punt
had him
return,
bottled up every which way you could have somebody bottled up. Next thing you know, he's gone.
That shows the player that, you hear all about Easton Royal, number 3 on there, and until you really see him in person,
he can accelerate.
He absolutely can.
It's legitimate speed.
Look, it was you talk about. He thought he was bottled up back there at the back, and just goes around, and next thing you know, he's going to the house. And maybe it was a cool moment for us to see. He goes up and he high-fives somebody on the track because he ran all the way through the end zone there and high-fives.
Wasn't cool for me.
No, I understand that now, but it was that was just the heart of this game, the spirit of it, where it's it is reality. It is one of those neat things.
Well, maybe this will help. You gave up 300 total yards on offense. Your defense did. You had 3 interceptions and then Hobbs's fumble. So, I think that's really good in a high school game to only give up 300 yards.
And 200 of it came on 3 plays.
Yes.
The jail screen, the double move. And the other jail screen I guess it was 14 or 16 hit us, whenever they're late in the fourth quarter. They hit a couple of explosives on screen.
And you look up and you've got an 11-point win, and you're going on to the quarterfinals for what is, I believe, the third season in a row that you're going off to that. So that's a sign of a great team. As we go through, I want to get Peyton up here and let him, because we talked to him off the air about it.
Relive that play.
I want to hear it again, and so the folks at home can hear about it also. We'll talk about that here in a little while. We've still got our Express Pros Lineman of the Week to talk about. We've got our Southern Air Cool Play of the Game, and we've got our Sabine State Bank Player of the Game, and we'll do all of that. I can finally hear again. And I don't know, again, Coach, this is show number, we started with week 1, and so what is this, show number 12 or 13, I guess, for us, maybe number 12. And there's been chaos no matter how much we test that off the bat, and it was there again. I wouldn't know what to do without it.
Part of what makes it fun.
Look, absolutely it does. We'll be back in just a bit. When we come back, we'll have our Express Pros Lineman of the Week. We'll do our Southern Air Cool Play of the Game, and we'll award our Sabine State Bank Game Ball. We'll do all of that when we come back. It is quarterfinal week here on the Thomas Bachman Show. We are live from Walk-Ons, brought to you by Sadler's Towing. You still have time to get out here. A lot of room. Make your way down here. Happy Thanksgiving week to you. We'll be back right after this on 446 Sports.
Home isn't just a place, it's where life happens. At the LaLuck Group, we've helped families take that first big step and then the next. From starter homes to forever homes, we're here for the moments that matter most. Because the best real estate experience doesn't just find you a house, it helps you build a life.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,000.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
And we are back to walk-ons on a Tuesday night edition of the Thomas Bachman Show. It is quarterfinal week here and Thanksgiving week, and we're certainly grateful to be having a show and still playing football. And it's due in part to a couple of these guys and a whole lot more Trojans that are putting on great work. Peyton Hobbs and Kason Williams join us, and guys, welcome.
Oh, welcome. Thank you.
Look, man, come on, man. You've been on this show 86 times, and you're going to get shy now on us? Who's out there watching that you getting nervous?
My mama.
Your mama. She watches you all the time.
Yeah, it's just different.
It's just different. Kason, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing well. Great game. We'll get into the football side of it, but it is Thanksgiving week. And one of the things that we want to talk about a little bit, and maybe some traditions that you guys have had growing up. What's Thanksgiving been like around your house, Peyton?
Making green bean casserole with my mom.
Yeah.
And dirty rice. And what else we make?
You said eating it or making it?
Making it.
So you make it?
I help make it.
All right. So your great bean casserole now, it's got, I've seen about 30 different varieties of it. Tell me about yours.
We put green beans at the bottom.
Okay.
And then we put cream of mushroom and green beans.
All right.
And then you put the crumbs and you mix it together.
Yeah.
And you put crumbs at the top and then you cook it. That's
I
how
feel
you
you.
make it.
Hot smoked pork sausage.
Ooh.
I put in mine, and I put Rotel tomatoes in mine.
That sounds good.
I'm telling you, it's it'll eat. How about you, Kason? What's growing up? What's Thanksgiving been like?
I'm more of a mac and cheese kind of guy, so there's been a lot of mac and cheese on my
A lot of mac and, but that seems like that can be an everyday thing for you. Is there a special? Is it just mac and cheese? Are you putting anything in it? Is it just get it and go?
It's my aunts, they make 2 different mac and cheeses every year, so I just
Look, here's what I'm not going to ask you is which one you like better. I'm not going to put you on that spot. So we'll get back into football. Of course, this is a segment that we award and honor some of our players that are on there. We have, of course, our Express Pros Lineman of the Week. We have our Southern Air Cool Player of the Week, and we award our Sabine State Bank Player of the Game. And so wanted to have you guys on and talk to you a little bit about it. We'll name our Express Pros Lineman of the Week first, and then we'll get to you two guys also. But this week, our Lineman of the Week was Bryson Phoenix. So congratulations to Bryson Phoenix. He is our Express Pros Lineman of the Week that is there, and just a tremendous job that he did as part of. And we could have given it to, I think, just about anybody, as we could have the player of the game. The cool play was wrapped up early on. And that's going to go to my man right here, Peyton Hobbs, on that. I still don't know what it was, a fumble recovery. I don't know. Take us through that again, that play, and then we'll talk about, did you get any grief for not getting on into the end zone on that too?
So basically, it's like we were lined up in a solid,
right?
And it like moved us, and basically like I don't know what happened. We just go, and then I went and I was already like with the ball, and I tackled dude, and the ball was like already bobbling with him, so he like bounces between us, and like I look down and I see the ball. I look back up and I look back down. I realized I really had the ball. I had a spin to get the dude off me, and then I just took off. And my feet just were behind me. I couldn't bring them up. I was already tired.
You think that's fatigue on those legs. So when you see your man over here go for 80 yards, 85 yards down the sideline, you maybe get a little – did you have some tips for him? Said, look, you just got to close out and get to the end zone. What are you thinking when you saw Hobbsy take off running?
Yeah, after it happened, I was like, oh, because we just got back to the sideline.
Right.
But then he comes to the sideline, and we like on the sideline at the same time. He was like, "Nah, I know why y'all tired when y'all always running."
You know, that looked good too. But again, the enthusiasm after it was over with, I think that was probably the best part of it, was seeing everybody jumping around. You guys are just genuinely cheering each other on. I don't care if it's Kaysen and Noble or Carson and Alex or whatever it is. Defensively, when Trey does what he's been doing, when Bryson and Jaden and you on this one, it just everybody's genuinely happy for each other. What's special about that? What does that?
I think it's because we always want to see one of our teammates like do something that hasn't been done or does something out of their character that makes them look better and makes them like feel better about themselves.
Right.
And if you have people coming together and cheering you on while you make a big play, it really makes you think that you're doing good and you have a family behind you backed up.
It definitely, you can see that even when you look at the sideline, you look at all of that, you see these guys that just when any play happens, that lets me know nobody's not paying attention. When the defense is out there, Kaysen, you guys are out there paying just as much attention. You're right. You made a good point. They're getting the ball back pretty quick for you guys.
Yes.
What is it about? I mean, you enjoy watching that defense work.
Yeah, it's really a blessing to know that like after we get off the field that like there's opportunities to make big plays everywhere.
And the same thing when that offense is out there too. You know, when he turns around, what was it, second or third play of the game, and he just goes to the house with it too. What do you guys defensively? What's on in your minds there?
That makes us not have to be out there as much.
Go back out there and get them the football back and let them do it again. Your in-game work has been solid. The work that you do on the sideline at halftime, your coaching staff, Merce, and those guys are doing. What is some of the adjustments that you make? It seems like halftime is less about rest and it's more business-like, getting ready for that second half.
Yeah, it's halftime's more of the time that like. It's like another part of practice, but it's like watching film. Like, we don't really watch film, but we make the minor mistakes that we messed up in the first half, and we fix it. So when it comes to the second half, we can just go and just work how we normally do.
There you go. Kaysen, we talked to you early in the season, and young sophomore running back with not many carries at that time and have grown up a lot this season. What do you think's the one thing maybe that's been an improvement in your game or you've seen you get better at?
I would say my vision,
right?
Because at the beginning of the season, it was kind of shaky. You know, not really hitting it in where it's supposed to be. So that's got better.
And they talk about just a sophomore, but you're 12 games in now, plus the scrimmage, plus the jamboree, and those games in now. So the experience is there. I mean, this is no longer freshman ball; it's at a different level. Has the speed of the game clearly has caught up with you?
Yes, it's like at the beginning of the season, it was kind of like all fast, you know, getting the signal from the sideline and stuff, but now it all just comes together.
What do you and Noble talk about in game?
In game, we tell each other since, like, you know, he can watch me and I can watch him. We tell each other what we need to improve on. So it's like having a second view.
Look, that's a tremendous thing to have as the 1-2 punch that you guys are. Talking with you, of course, congratulations on our cool play of the game. We're going to award our Sabine State Bank game ball, and there were a number that we could give this to, but your numbers, Kaysen, just continue to stack up and stack up and stack up. 22 carries for 146 yards and 3 touchdowns. That big receiving touchdown that you had that really started the game off on there as well. So for that, named our Sabine State Bank Player of the Game for the regional round game there. So congratulations on that. I got to think, what is that, 2 or 3 of them this year?
That's 2, yes.
That's 2 of them. So now, Thanksgiving Day football, you got something. Don't take that outside. Now, when you came on and you were tasked with, this team is this team, and we're only reflect on last team, but there were a lot of questions out there. Is you're replacing J.T. Lindsey and Vaughn Darbone. I mean, both of them played in college. So you guys, you and Noble, have really, and Tyler, with the work that he does, have responded to that well. And I mean, you're paving your own name. You're not trying to be the next anything. You're the first Kaysen and Noble that's out there. And so how has that kind of worked out?
I mean, it's been good. You know, our running back coach, Coach Skippy, was like, yeah, everybody talk about they got to be the next this, next that. Nah, this is what they are.
That's right. And that's what Nick and I have talked about a lot of times, too, is that you're paving a way here, and you two guys have an opportunity to just really change the shape of things before you're done on here, too. I still I appreciate those those practice battles between the ones. That's some good stuff on there. Do you take it easy on them? Never. There you go. Guys, I appreciate you stopping by. Congratulations on the cool play. Kason, congratulations on player of the game, and looking forward to a big night on Friday night. There you go. Guys, we'll be back right after this. You are watching a Thanksgiving edition of the Thomas Bachman Show right here on 446 Sports.
At Louisiana Athletic Club, we believe in keeping fitness affordable. We're proud to offer the most extensive fitness options in the area, all at an unbeatable price. From group fitness and childcare to heated pool and family-friendly amenities in 2 convenient locations, we've got everything you need to stay fit and active as a family. Join Louisiana Athletic Club today, where quality fitness meets affordable pricing and everyone can thrive. Find your fit at louisianaathleticlub.com.
Discover golf like never before at Links on the Bayou, Central Louisiana's hidden gem. Welcome to a golf experience like no other. Our Links-style design sets the stage for an exciting and unique adventure. 5 distinct tee boxes cater to every skill level, ensuring a game that's perfect for you. And when you're ready to refuel, head to Becky's Bunker Club for dining with a view, and gear up in our pro shop, ready to elevate your golfing experience? Tee off at Links on the Bayou today. Links on the Bayou, redefining the way you enjoy golf.
Hi, this is Robin with Little Cakes with Big Attitude, and I have some exciting news. Fall is finally here, and that means our amazing fall flavors are ready to go, hot, iced, or frozen. Delight your taste buds with flavors like spiced caramel apple, cinnamon roll, maple pecan, s'mores, and of course, pumpkin spice latte. And just when we thought fall couldn't get any better, we were voted Sinlaw's Choice for Best Bakery and Best Dessert. Little Cakes with Big Attitude in Alexandria or our Pineville location. Stop by today.
The Rapides School-Based Health Center brings healthcare straight to your child at no cost to you. We provide comprehensive physicals, wellness checks, sick visits, sports physicals, immunizations, behavioral health counseling, and more. Our licensed medical providers, nurses, and social workers are ready to care for your children with no out-of-pocket cost to families or the school board. Our purpose is simple: keep students in school, parents at work, and help students thrive. Sign up today and help keep Rapides healthy.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger, Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy, and speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
And we are back to the Thomas Bachman Show here on Thanksgiving week. Tremendous week that it is, Coach, and always great to talk to Peyton and certainly Kason and all of the guys on there. But hearing Peyton describe that play, and that's going on like that all this is happening.
It happens fast.
But in his eyes, it was about 10 seconds. You know, ball was here, ball was there, saw this, saw that, and I'm like, wow.
So it's amazing how fast you can process information.
It is.
You know,
that's a good point.
And then when you hear
I think
me
about that all the time. You
Yep.
know, when it slows down and you can remember your thoughts, and you know, high stress moments is a lot of fun. You know, and especially to hear them describe it. Well, what I saw, you know, not to bring him up or change subjects, but you know, I've always enjoyed that about Carson. You know, when you go back and you know, you're watching the film afterwards and, hey, take me through this. The level of detail that he can get in and the amount of recall that he has, like just going through and, you know, like it's always really amazed me and been fun, you know, all the things that he sees and he's processing. in tenths of seconds, and so to hear Peyton describe that play just kind of makes me think of all the just how much you can process in a short amount of time, and I think the good ones do that. I think the good ones can process a bunch of information quickly and then react, and it looks just like they're reacting to everything, but there's a lot more going on than I think the average fan probably realizes.
Well, you look at it, and maybe it simplifies it too much, but muscle memory is one of those things. When you're batting, when you're typing, when whatever it is you're doing, and this coaching staff has these guys prepared for those things, they're not having to process anything that they've not seen or they don't know about it. You guys have them so prepared for what's going on, they're able to make cognitive decisions on the spot and make it look easy.
I certainly hope so. It's not for a lack of effort. A lot of guys are working really hard, so that that can be the case. But, the credit belongs to our kids. They're the ones doing the work. They're the ones wanting the information, getting the information. Kel was out at practice today, and, after it was over, was asking some questions, and, it was a little bit rough at times today, got intense. And, as I've said many times, my favorite thing about our kids at Alexandria Senior High and inside this program is when they're challenged, they respond.
Right. You talk about Kel, and Kel Bonton is who he's talking about as the Road to the Dome Part 2, and we hope that it not finishes like it did, but where it did a season ago, and we'll just have to keep him around every year for that. But you don't, and he and I talked about it in the interview that I did with him over the summer, and we were talking about unfettered access to the program, and he says, look, we film real life and what's going on there, and so being able to capture the true emotion of what's going on lets you know that it's not canned, it's real life out there.
It gets, it's certainly real at times, and you can paint certain things in different lights, and I think he does a good job of trying to capture the heart of the moment. You can display emotion and, make it look negative or make it look positive. You can tell a story for and I think he captures, what's real. So, he's at practice today. He's been around for a couple of games this year, and it's fun to have him back around and go chase this thing, Got another marquee program. Feels like we've done this a lot over the last couple of years with, lining up and playing the best of what Louisiana has to offer. And, we get another one this Friday night.
Yeah, for sure, Coach. We talked about different things about them and the history, but one thing I will say, and you were writing it down on the paper, your recent history at Alexandria Senior High, you talked about not just this year being a third year in a row for being in the quarterfinals, but the 2 or 3 years other than that you guys had been there. You've been in the top 10, top 9, top 10 seed, so many years here recently. And that once again talks about the character of the kids, but also talks about the leadership and not only administration, but all the way down to you all. And I like that, because whenever you do research on the Catholic High, you see some asterisks, and you see some really impressive numbers, and it's really encouraged to see that you guys are stacking those numbers up as well, stacking those seasons up as well.
This is where you want to be. These are the people you want to play. This is the time of year that you want to play.
Yeah.
I was telling our kids, I guess last week, you get to saying things, there's not many bad teams left. There's probably a couple here and there where, it's just tears to this thing, and I don't think there's any bad teams left in this bracket, and then the great teams will begin to separate themselves from the good teams, and that's certainly what we're chasing. Is to be one of those great teams, be the best team that we can be is really, what I would say, and so it's a lot of fun. When you're in the middle of it, you don't think anything about but the next one. And,
right.
I was just sitting there talking about I really enjoy football season because, for 6-8 months, once you get started with camp, come out of summer conditioning, you're occupied and preoccupied completely. There is not much time past where you're not either, directly preparing for the next Friday night or, you're thinking about it as you do the other things that you have to do, just as that life demands. And, that's been a lot of fun. I enjoy the preparing, and these guys give you a lot to prepare for. So
right.
We're trying to be as diligent as we can be in the preparation this week for Catholic and the job that they do. So it's been fun. It's always, Thanksgiving week is you're sandwiching it all together in one. They're not, we usually have the morning and the afternoon where we've got to make the most of our time there, where we have them for what I would say is a shorter period of time.
And you guys, before I get to that, the Thursday night practice on there too, I want to speak of, there's 8 teams left in our bracket. There's eight teams left in the non-select Division I bracket, 16 teams. Just speaks to the strength of preparation that's been there, because you got 4 out of your district that are still alive in these playoffs. And that's tough to find anywhere you go.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's certainly one of the great districts, and it's week in and week out. You get battle tested. You see a lot of variety of football. You see a lot of skill, a lot of talent. You're being attacked, I think it's really good. We did it, I don't remember. There's a lot of teams that we've played over the course of the year that are still playing.
Yes.
If you go back to, and just look from the scrimmage on.
Nick was talking. He was jotting down who all still playing there.
Yeah, Westfield's still in it.
Yep.
So they're in the Final 16, and then
Union
Parish
had a big win over Erath.
Yep. So that's 6 of them, and the seventh was Destrehan, who lost to Washita Parish.
So somebody had to go. Yeah.
Yeah. So 6 of your opponents are still alive.
Yep.
And that says a lot as well.
Yep.
It's a shame they can't rework the power rankings and determine the home game. That would have been nice. Thursday night, Coach, is coming up, and we won't be here for the show, of course. You guys have a practice that's out there on Thanksgiving. Tell me a little bit about that.
It's just a Thanksgiving night. We'll practice tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., probably be done by noon, turn them loose, and they'll have from noon tomorrow till tomorrow night or Thursday night at 7 o'clock, when we'll come back out, turn the lights on, and it's just our normal routines.
Right.
But it'll be at 7 o'clock on Thursday night, what we've been doing here for several years now, and it's been good, and I think the kids enjoy it. Getting out there underneath the lights and getting some work done is kind of that last full speed run through before it's live the next day. But you want everybody to enjoy Thanksgiving. I don't know what everybody's plans are, and some people do whatever it is that you do.
Right.
I don't know what we're going to get accomplished.
So Hobbsy
with my
was green
family.
bean casserole, and Kaysen was macaroni and cheese. And I did not put him on the spot. He said he's got 2 of his aunts that make macaroni and cheese. They make them different. I did not ask him which one he liked better. See, I wouldn't do that to him. He just smiled and said he just loves macaroni and cheese. You guys grew up around football, of course. That's always been there, and we've talked about this in the past. But some traditions in the Bachman home as you were a little Bachman running around.
We always went to my dad's side of the family. My grandparents there, so my dad's side of the family, and we all got together. And, this is when we were young. And we're still getting together on my dad's side of the family. Of course, now that we're all, all my cousins and all of us we're a little bit more spread out.
Right.
Everybody's got their own families, and you got your in-laws that you have to do. But no, we went to my dad's parents, and boy, we played a turkey bowl and everything. It was
how intense were the backyard football games?
It got pretty intense. I might have ran off once or twice into the woods because they were cheating us, but it was my dad and my 3 uncles, and when I tell you, they did not take it easy on us.
Oh God!
I don't think we ever won. I don't think. And I can remember, I guess we had got up into maybe junior high at that point, and it got a little bit more. We were a little bit older now at that point, and I think somebody's eye got split open or something. And it was like, all right,
that sounds like a Thursday afternoon game.
We might have to. This might be coming to an end. We can move around a little bit, and no, it was a lot of fun, so we still, my dad's side of the family still gets together for Thanksgiving.
What's the go-to number one food that if it's not there, you're like, man, or is it always there?
There's no one thing. I mean, there's not one thing that I look forward to and say I have, to be honest with you. I know Kim's got to have her dressing, her mom's dressing. I mean, she's got to have it, but I don't have. It's whatever's there, I'm going to put on my plate.
Right.
See, I was raised by Yankees, so we didn't have cornbread dressing.
Y'all had rice and
we had mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
And we had a gravy that my grandfather actually prepared cold and then heated it up. So a lot different than what.
Wow.
So when I married into Marlene's family and was introduced to cornbread dressing, that was a game changer.
I think it's the mom's side of it because Melissa's mom makes the cornbread dressing and you got to save a little juice from the turkey and put in there too. And admittedly, I don't eat it. I'm not a dressing dude.
No, her and Ella Claire got to have it. They got to have it. She'll even make her own little to-go. I'm not a big onion guy. Every now and then she'll make me my own special with.
Yeah, I could do without the green onions. Yes, I could do without the green onions.
There's not any one thing that I'm like, man, I got to get that. I mean, I'm going to survey it and say, I'm going to get a little bit of that.
Here's the thing that cinches it for me. And this, you could say what you want. I've got to have the cranberry sauce there. And some folks just don't like it, but I got to have the jelly to not the, actually, I guess, the real stuff either, too. I'll got me 2 or 3 extra cans, and I'll eat it just throughout. So that's a Thanksgiving tradition there.
That's what makes it fun, right?
Look, I love it.
What makes it fun.
There is never a time that I walk up and go, man, who took all the cranberry sauce? Because nobody else eats it except me. Yep. So I'm safe with it there. But I still put it out in the big bowl. Like other people are going to eat it, and I'm still eating on it now from Sunday.
They have the option, huh?
That's right. They do. Look, I'm not selfish with it. You can have at it, and nobody does.
Yeah. So basically, you and Hobbsy, y'all don't have to worry about if there's any leftovers because the cranberry sauce is still there and the green bean casserole is still there.
Oh,
right?
Not in my house.
No.
Oh no. With my green bean casserole. The Rotel tomatoes go in there, and the hot breakfast sausage goes in too.
Okay.
I'm telling you, green beans are an afterthought in the green bean casserole. It's sure enough, as they say down here. But enough of that, Coach. We've got the trip down there Friday. That takes you down into Baton Rouge, of course. Trip to Piccadilly, I know, is probably nope, not this time. You'll eat down here.
No, we're treating it. I mean, it's about a 2-hour trip. It's like
so you'll do what you normally do.
To our district games that we, and we've been this trip so many times this year. We'll eat here in Alexandria at the school and the cafeteria. Then we'll load the bus. We'll head straight.
Nothing
to Memorial
changes
Stadium.
about this one. That's
this
what
routine is. We'll go over the old bridge.
Go across. That's what I was going to say. This time, go across the old bridge.
And get right there and start dressing and taping and get ready to play. Just want to keep routines as normal as possible. And the good thing for us is we've done this. I mean,
right.
We don't play at home. This is the trip that we make, and we've been doing it a bunch over the last decade. So,
and I think the beauty of it is you guys – and this is one thing that I've had to get adjusted to. You guys don't look at the bracket. You look at who you're playing this week, and that's all that matters to you.
It's the only thing that you control.
That's right.
It's the only thing, people, look, I enjoy being on this side of it, all the speculation, all the, hey, this. I mean, that's what makes it so much fun.
Right.
That's
what gives us something to talk about the other
I think
however
it's
many
awesome.
hours.
I think it creates interest and, puts a spotlight on it. I think it's great. But as far as, being inside of it, I mean, boy, you just want to be the ones that they're predicting about each and every week. It means you're still playing, no, that's what we've always done is you narrow your focus on the here and now, and this is what we got. And then, when it's over, you're saying, all right, who won the other one? What's going on? Because, through the years, we've all been doing this long enough. There's no guarantees,
That's
who
correct.
should win on paper and who shouldn't win on paper. I mean, I don't even know what that means sometimes,
Somebody's, yeah.
You know,
and look,
I mean-
there's always, things just are never what it was. Otherwise, they'd just give it to the one seeds and you wouldn't have to play any of the games.
That's right.
That's why you play them. I know that's
right.
cliche, but that's it.
That's why you line up and play. And, you know, I mean, I don't know what people say and don't say. I know what work we're doing. I know the team that we have. I know how we believe in ourselves and each other. And, you know, so.
Has there been a previous matchup with Catholic since?
Not that I'm aware of.
That's what I was going to
somebody was asking that. Last time I can remember matching up personally was, I think, the 1999 semifinals. Last time I played Catholic. Sitting here trying to think if there's been another one. You know, that's the last time that but as far as Ash and Catholic, I don't know if there's been a previous matchup. Very possible that there is. It hasn't been you know, here in recent history.
I think that's one of the things, and Nick, you talk about, and we have, that's been so different in this run, or they call them the Blue Bloods, call them whatever you want to, those storied programs. You know, John Curtis a year ago, the Evangel game, Acadianas and Zachary's, and all of these that you play. You get used to playing your Rusteds or West Monroe, don't think a thing about it. But now you've had Carr a couple of times in there. You've got a chance to play somebody that I don't think we've played before in Catholic of Baton Rouge, and that's just. I mean, that's good.
Yeah, no, that's the, you know, we think that we play in, you know, you could make a serious argument that it's the top non-select district, you know, with Ruston, West Monroe,
that's right.
Ouachita, Neville, you know, sitting here thinking like I don't said that, you know, Neville, and then you got us in Pineville here.
Well, they're not in the district anymore,
side.
so I see why you moved right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're all still battling it out
right.
over there, and then we get into the playoffs, and we're over here in, you know, what people would argue is the deepest, or, you know.
Right.
You can make an argument for it is all I'm saying.
That's
for
correct.
Anybody.
That's correct. That's right.
It's the deepest, you know, playoff bracket.
That's right.
You know, so it makes it a lot of fun. Right. You know, we get to do the round robin in district with, you know, incredible communities and programs, and then you get here in the playoff bracket, and it's more the same. You know, you're playing storied programs with, you know, a real commitment to football, you know, to support it, prop it up, staff it.
And so therein lies the circle of life, I guess. It's a very cyclical thing that you're playing these teams. Your kids are getting bigger exposure on there. They're finding their way onto college campuses. That's getting more kids pumped about playing, and so you're playing more teams again. And it just starts to get a pipeline going to that next level.
I hope so. You know, I know that you got to do the work. You know, you never arrive.
That's
never
right.
arrive. Never arrive. You know, we're a good little spot right now. Got incredible families a part of our program, and you know that are heavily invested and interested, and it's awesome to be a part of. But you know, it's fragile. You know, you got to continue to do the work. You know, it's not just going to happen because you want it to happen. You got to go make it happen, and yeah. So yeah, that's what we try to do.
Yeah, there's not many divisions in the Southeast, or I would say even in the country, that has an 8 seed that has a number 3 quarterback in the nation. You know, an Evangel that's gonna, and of course they're playing against Edna Carr, but that also shows the depth of this bracket as well.
It's a great bracket, and you know, I mean, there's other games, you know, that'll you know come down, you know, you know, you have an opportunity to win. Now you got to go play well. You know, you got to prepare well, and then win the game. You got to make your plays. You know, you got to make your plays when you get in the game to, you know, to have a shot at victory. And that's kind of where we're at this time of year.
Health-wise, Coach, last week, of course, visibly missing Kyron Griffin.
Yep.
K5 was not in there, but Jayton stepped in and did.
Grayson tried to give us a go, and you know, I mean, certainly wanted. He came out after first play, just not back. You know, so he's had a week more to continue to get healthy, and you know, well, that'll be a game time thing. Griff has practiced a little bit this week, so you know, we'll see what he's able to give.
92 was out last week.
Yep,
Ethan.
Ethan was another. You know, he's played phenomenal this year. And, you know, we'll see what he's able. You know, again, we're Tuesday. You know, we're gonna see how much, you know, recovery and rest they get as we get closer to Friday night. But you know, this is certainly the time of year where you want to play with your best people, and you know, I certainly want them all out there. And so we'll just see what happens over the next 72 hours as we approach, you know, game time. I know that they want to be out there with everything that's within them. You know, they just want to be out there, and they've worked so hard to get to this point, and you want them to finish it on the field.
I think the expectation that these teams, this program has now, after the game was over with, it was still a business-like congratulatory. There were no jumping. There was more jumping and celebrating when Trey got his interception, when Hobbs got whatever he got. And the thing, when Kaysen goes 89 yards down the sideline, that's when you see the exuberance from these guys. After the game's over with, you shake hands, and let's go in there and get ready to get back to work.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the approach is you know, not too high, not too low. You know, don't ride the you know, the roller coaster of emotions, but also there's an understanding of, you know, what you accomplished. You know, you don't want I don't ever want the winning to get old. I mean, you work too hard to win. You don't want it to where you're not excited to you know, to get a victory, but you're not overly excited. You're not surprised. You're not, whatever the word is that you know, there's not a shock and you know, that you're surprised. So, no, proud of our kids, and let's go.
So, Coach, a couple of things about the trip. One, like you said, I would highly recommend going over the old bridge. So, PSA out there, it's a good thing.
Yes.
But also, and I know you may not be familiar with it, but tickets, is it online?
Yep,
It's all online.
Online.
Okay.
I think there's a link that's up and live. I think. Look, y'all know I don't do social
right,
media.
Right,
I don't
but
know
that's
what's out there. Is it all out there? I'm sure.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You can go.
Live.
You can go to the Alexandria football page. You can also go to Alexandria Senior High and find all of that. Absolute worst case, call the school and they'll direct you over to there of what you need to do there.
Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar, that's the older part is you come across the old bridge and wind your way around and down there. It's off to the right that you'll see it.
The 110 bypass.
There you go, that too. But I just go down here. If you go to left, you go to Natchez. You go right, you go.
Certainly hope it's a great atmosphere. You know.
Well, the travel
deserve it this time of year.
The weather.
Looks
which
beautiful,
sometimes
right?
hold folks
I'm
back.
looking forward to get a little cooler. Like, I wanted to wear a hoodie last Friday. I tried to wear one.
It was too hot. No, absolutely
I got to go
not.
in here and change just to, you know. But it's going to be what, down in the 50s at kickoff? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I saw the low was in the 40s.
But dadgummit, you're getting. I mean, you're going to wake up and it's going to be December. You're supposed to be able to wear a hoodie for a little bit, and the mosquitoes are supposed to be gone by then. But they were in here tonight, as a matter of fact. So
had my Ash football hoodie on.
You guys going, this is important now. You guys going purple? You going white? What's the hoodie outlook?
Well, the kids will be in all white, so we'll be in purple hoodies.
There you go, so you can stand.
I mean, we're always opposite. You know, at home we wear, kids are in a dark jersey, so we're in some version of white at home. And
these things are
on
important.
the road. Yeah, no doubt. You know, I used to be superstitious with all that. I'm not as much anymore.
Right.
And I've tried to. It's about the way we prepare and play.
So you just like the food. You don't have to have the lemon butter chicken.
No superstition.
19 weeks.
I just like it. Yep,
Okay,
I just
all right.
like it.
When you made the switch from the Uncle B's chicken tenders.
Who knows? They might put some. I used to have the Hawaiian pulled pork tacos. I don't know if that's still on there.
I don't know. Gosh, this has been
I had the boudin ball. I mean, we've been doing this a long time.
I know.
Walk-ons has been good to us.
Look, Chris and that group and everybody that's been a part of this, that I won't say waited on us, but have assisted and served us through the years. This is year 6 or 7 that we've been here, and it's got to be 6. Year 11 that we've been all doing all of this. But Coach, it seems you don't ever want to take any of it.
I feel like we've been here since like 18, but I don't know.
That's they'd put it right at 7 years, and then I just remember the 2020 season when it was the trip up to Natchitoches in there too, in the night that it's special, yeah, and it's been a great place.
And look, we've had incredible crowds this year. I mean, Tuesday night, it's still a great crowd for a Tuesday night.
Yes.
You know, it's just different, out of school. You know, some folks are out of town and on vacation, but you know, our Ash football family's here.
Look, they absolutely are, and wouldn't want to be anywhere else than right here where we're at. Coach, we skipped our commercial break, so we're going to go ahead and wrap tonight on this one. Excited about it, I know. So you won't go home and start cooking or any of that. That's not been.
No cooking for me.
No cooking for you.
No cooking for me.
All right. Well, there you go.
She doesn't even pay attention.
Oh no, she's not paid
your
attention.
jabs.
I don't know if she's paid attention to a show we've had all season. She's here, but she's not. I don't know about that. But I'll leave you to where she's here. My wife's not. So there you go.
Look at her. Yeah.
Coach, again, thank you for allowing us to be a part of this week in and week out and year in and year out, and we absolutely love it. Certainly wish the best of the holiday season, the Thanksgiving time.
A lot to be thankful for, right?
I can
a lot
just
to be thankful.
Oh, yeah.
Look, it's every day. I don't think we could give thanks
for you too, and I mean that, man. Not to the best part of this for me is the people. The best part of it. Y'all are certainly two of the very best, and what we've kind of willed into existence and carved out. It all plays a part, and there's so many unsung heroes, and the exposure that y'all bring to our program and to our kids, the positive manner in which y'all promote it. Certainly, could not be more thankful for two men and the way you go about your business. So,
well, thank you for that.
We appreciate
season,
you,
man.
Coach.
I mean it. Love these boys, and so thankful that we get to coach them.
Big shout out to some former Trojans that are playing at that next level. Just on the top of mind, J-Lu plays for the Valor at Evangel. They made it to the NAIA playoffs on there. Lost a heartbreaker on a missed field goal at the end of the game that would have won it and put them on. But J-Lu and playing with that. And, of course, you've got 3 or 4 of them over at LCU, and they won the Sooner Athletic Conference. Ended up in a 3-way tie, so they didn't make it into the playoffs. But congratulations to former offensive coordinator Ben McLaughlin, and, of course, Darius Washington and E.J. Scott and Datelin Cunningham and Von Darbon are all over there being a part of that, and they're conference champions. And you send out that winning attitude out of here.
We certainly do our best to prepare them. We want to have a program that certainly showcases what they can do. We want to make sure that we're developing them and ultimately preparing them so that when they get there, you're at the back of the line again. But you're prepared. You're prepared for what's coming at you. You can shoulder the ups and downs of life and ball and all that stuff, and all those ones that you just mentioned. A bunch of them were on the sideline Friday night.
That's
Jimmy
right.
was there, and JT and Muji and Jalen and EJ was back. That's a lot of fun. Vaughn, I saw Vaughn, having they got so much blood, sweat, and tears into it. It's pretty awesome to have them back.
Did you see, I know you probably didn't see it personally, but did somebody show you Mingo's post about how he just made it his second year, his second season, full season, had his stats, and he basically talked about just what you said. There was ups and downs with injuries. There was ups and downs with playing time. But he's like I say, he's made it through, and he's looking forward to the next season.
Winner.
Yeah.
There's some intangibles inside of that kid.
Yep.
How about Bud Clark at TCU that is now, fourth on the career interception list over there?
16 picks now. Yeah, we could do this for another hour.
Right.
About the kids.
Just talk about the kids, yeah.
And I'm fine with that. I mean, celebrating our kids that have given us so much and watching them have success regardless of whatever level it is. Just whether it's Division III NAIA or the biggest stage, Division I and Power 4. You just want kids to chase their dreams, and that requires a tremendous amount of courage to do that, because y'all know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all know how hard it is how easy it is to settle, and I don't think our kids are doing that, and hopefully they'll continue to strive. And it's fun when they come back around. Trey was at practice today, coaching the kids up. Trey Colbert, was back around, and of course, boy, we get to start naming
you
these
go on
incredible
and on.
kids, and we'd I talked to TJ a week or two ago.
We've seen Judd a couple of times at the home
Judd was
games.
at the game last week,
and who's working up in Shreveport now.
Him and Rajan were at the game, and as soon as I came down, and I know we got to wrap it up. As soon as I came down.
Look, it's your show. We can stay as long as you want to.
No, as soon as I came down from the press box after we wrapped it up last week, got to spend some time with Judd and Rajan there, and they hit me with a question. Okay, Coach, got a question for you.
Uh-oh.
They hit me with the comparison game.
Oh, don't do that.
This team versus this team. Last year's team versus our. I said, boy, here's the good thing. I coached you both. I don't have to choose, But so many incredible kids that are now, incredible young men. And
we asked Judd about what the biggest difference was now that he hung him up and he's not doing it anymore. Like, I don't get hit every day. That's a good thing. And look, there are a number of young men on this squad, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, that are going to make an impact on Saturdays when all of this is over. But like the great Lee Corso said, not so fast, my friend. There's a lot of work to be done here over the end of this season, and looking forward to all of that. That's going to wrap us up here. I tried 8 minutes ago. We were going to wrap up and be done with, but I mean, like you said, we could talk till 9 o'clock.
Get to talk about these boys, and we could go all night.
Indeed, we could. That's going to wrap it up here. The guys that made it out here, thank you for that. Of course, a big shout out to Janelle and the Sadlers and her family. A big part of what we do here, and certainly sending all our love back there to them. Couldn't do anything without the folks at Walk-Ons and everybody that's a part of it. Of course, we're brought to you by Kubota Tractors of Louisiana. And from my man, Nick Magnano, head coach Thomas Bachman, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.